What's up guys, Phoenix here. This video is going to be a regional top 8 deck profile from the Glasgow, Scotland regional that occurred yesterday at the time of this video being posted. Now, all credit goes to GlasgowYGO and his YouTube channel for getting the original deck profile from the person in question. And if you want to see that deck profile, there is a link directly in the description to his video. So definitely check that out if you are so inclined and show your support to him as well. But I basically wanted to talk about this deck that was piloted by Whyte to a 7th place finish, because it's really interestingly innovative. There's still little traits of innovation that can be done in the current format of Yu-Gi-Oh! That we currently just exist in, and this is basically Igknight Performapal, or Igknight DRACOpal, whatever you want to call it, because it runs a small Igknight engine, and thus allows him more potential to have level 4s in circulation for Xyz plays, as well as potential Synchro plays, and I really just overall really like the fact that this was something that the person came up with and that he had success with it. But anyway, deck list is triple Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer, 1 Skull Crobat Joker, 1 Performapal Monkey Board, 2 copies of Turtle, 2 copies of Lizard Draw, and then 1 copy of Archfiend Eccentric just for the high scale, as well as to be back row and spot removal. He played the Dark package as well, with 2 Armageddon Knights, 1 Shaddoll Dragon, and 1 Blackwing Zephyros the Elite as his targets for the Armageddon Knight. And then for the Draco Slayers and Drake Overlords, he played 1 Lister Pendulum, 2 Master Pendulum, and triple Vector Pendulum to abuse with painful decisions and stuff like that. Honestly, if I were to play the deck, I would probably swap one of the Vectors for another Master, just because painful decision on Master Pendulum is infinitely better because it allows you easier access into Dinoster. But if that's your main focus, then that's definitely something I would consider. But anyway, small Igknight package with 3 each of the level 4s, 3 Templar and 3 Paladin, just to give a little bit of extra synergy with the deck. It's also just another high scale, another low scale, and it's more targets for painful decision that allow you to mold bigger boards and go further. It's also more targets for Rescue Rabbit, which he did play. Rescue Rabbit has multiple targets in Master, Vector, Pendulum, and Paladin and Templar. There's no reason why this card shouldn't be live. And these are arguably the best vanillas you could ever play for Rescue Rabbit, because if you draw them, these can be set as scales, can pop themselves to fuel further Pendulum summons, and these are also scales that do things as well. So, Rescue Rabbit has such a high amount of utility with the vanilla monsters in this deck, because you can draw them, and you're not like, ooh, I drew my vanillas, rip in peace. No, you want to draw your vanillas, but you also equally want to draw Rescue Rabbit. Last monster in the deck, though, is a Masked Chameleon for obvious searching, making Ignister, Omega, things like that. For the spells, 2 copies of Painful Decision for the aforementioned sending these and searching them with these normal monsters. 3 copies of Draco Face-Off, 3 copies of Wavering Eyes, 2 Instant Fusions, 1 Rhoda for only the Armageddon Knight, and then 1 Treacherous Trap Hole for Rafflesia. Extra deck, 1 aforementioned Rafflesia, 1 Evil Swarm Nightmare, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Digesto Emerald, 1 Magister Paladin, 1 Diamond Direwolf, 1 Castell, the Skyblaster Musketeer, 1 number 101 Silent Honor Arc, 1 King of the Fairlimps, and 1 Performage Trapeze Magician. And for fusions, 1 Norden and 1 Dinoster, and then Omega and 2 Ignisters makes up his entire Synchro lineup. His side deck, 2 Gameciel, the Sea Turtle Kaiju, 2 Maxi, 3 Ghost Ogre, 3 MST, 2 Twin Twister, and triple Mask of Restrict. Overall, I really like this deck list. I'm, again, very happy this person saw success with it, because I like when people are rewarded for their innovation, no matter how small it is. When the game can reward you for being innovative, that's when you know the game is still pretty decent. As soon as it gets to the point where innovation completely dies out, then the game is truly dead. But as it stands right now, literally there's so many different things that you can do with the hand combinations you get in this deck, because all of these pendulums work together. Painful Decision is just another card that gets you searches for these or these, whatever you're missing. If you have an Igknight plus a Painful Decision, like, you can make that live. And like, you just get another scale as well, and you can just solve the problems of having too many low scales in the form of these cards by getting Templar at the end of your searching, and do stuff like that. It just gives you more fuel. It's basically good for the same reason Wisdom Eye is good, but Wisdom Eye just has a lot more utility, but if you have to play the Magician cards for those, so you are still playing vanillas at the end of the day. So he just deemed that these were better, ultimately. But still, I do really like the fact that I really do like this deck list. I really do like the fact that he was rewarded for his innovation. The only thing that I find kind of sketchy is, like, they played Rhoda, and I don't know why you would play Rhoda and not just play the 3rd Armageddon Knight, because, like, it's just another monster, which means, like, sure, I mean, very rarely would you ever have a situation where you draw all 3 Armageddon Knights or the 2 Armageddon Knights in the Rhoda, but still, I mean, it can come up. But like it'll probably be like 1 out of every 1,000 games. So it's a very minor gripe of mine. Basically, it's basically a non-existent gripe. But anyway, extra deck. The only thing that I really would like to do is probably add more Dinosters, because like I said, if you swap one of the vectors for another master, then you get easier access into Dinoster, especially with Rescue Rabbit. So there is that, because this requires a Draco Slayer. This is a Drake Overlord, so this doesn't make Dinoster, but these do. So there is that to consider as well. But otherwise, like, this is just a really cool deck, and if you want to hear the person's personal explanations for things, check out the link in the description to GlasgowYGO's own video where he's sitting there with the person, and the person is giving whatever little bits of insight you might be looking for. They might be there. But anyway, as always, guys, thanks for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe, do all the nonsense you usually do. Links are in the description to my Facebook pages, my Twitch channel, as well as my Twitch Alerts donation link. If you want to support me directly and want to donate to me, you can definitely use that link. That is the preferred method, and it's also the safest method. Twitch channel, go follow that and get notified whenever I go live for live streaming. And then my Facebook pages, if you want to connect with me, chat with me, whatever. If you want to suggest decks for me to look at, do deck doctors on, maybe play with, send them to my Facebook fan page, specifically the fan page, and I will look at them whenever I get time. My log is getting a bit backed up on people's messages again, but gonna try and rectify that in the next couple of days since I have a lot more free time. But anyway, click it out if you have not. I'd greatly appreciate it. It helps me make money, and there's no reason to lie to you guys about that. If you have an ad block enabled, please disable it. I cannot express how much it helps support me throughout my day-to-day life, because this is a form of income that I live off of, and it just supports me more than you guys would ever understand, and it just motivates me to continue further making content. Gonna try and not skip any days for the foreseeable future of content creation, because honestly, you gotta enjoy it to do it, and I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff. But anyway, that is all for this video. Like the video if you like the deck list. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. But other than that, as always, guys, take care.